Oh, it smells good in here for St. Patrick's Day. Izzy's, home of the world's greatest reuben sandwich, is getting ready for St. Patrick's Day. A couple of leprechauns here jumped in with us. John Geisen and Brian Ramey here to tell us all about the history of eating corned beef. And John, you were explaining to me that it does look like a strip of bacon.
Yes.
I don't think I've ever seen
Back
it done
in the
quite that
20th
way.
century, when all the Irish immigrants were coming over, they in Ireland they did bacon, corn, and cabbage, and potatoes.
So it's bacon and cabbage.
Yes. So when they got here, the beef was more readily available, plus cheaper, and so they picked this. It's same in texture and taste, and then they stopped at Izzy's and they said, you know what, we got to have corned beef now.
Now you said you guys have been in business how many years?
124 years.
Well, with leap year.
123 years.
Okay. So it's good stuff. So
yes.
what has, I mean, you guys have a great business model and a great product, and
right.
that's your success for sure. What's the way to assemble the best reuben sandwich?
What Ryan's going to do, he's going to take some of our corned beef. Now, the corned beef comes in out of Chicago weekly. We cook it in copper kettles, and what this does is it steeps the flavor. It makes the flavors just go bananas.
So the secret is the copper.
The copper plus the ingredients that we put into it. Plus we use a prime beef, as you can see the,
gotta have good beef,
the color
right?
of the corned beef, yes.
How do you know if it's not good corned beef? You want to look for a good pink color, right?
Yes. And you see that this is fairly lean corned beef, which is great. And in the rest, then we use an imported Swiss cheese, which is out of goat milk, which gives you a little more zang to the flavor of the Swiss.
A little zang.
Yeah,
I like that.
I
need a little more zang in my life.
And if you look at our sauerkraut that we use, it's got crunch to it. So it's very fresh cabbage, cured to our specs, and that's part of the ingredient. And then our Thousand Island dressing, which is family recipe.
And this is all stuff you guys make at Izzy's every day.
Every day.
And you're the sauerkraut, that is the key to having a good crunch. You don't want some weak sauerkraut.
You don't want mushy sauerkraut.
No,
so the crunch is what gives you the kick. And as Brian assembles this, you'll see that.
And you're heating the sauerkraut, right?
Yes, sauerkraut is warm. Then we also have a sweet and sour cabbage soup that we serve every day, which will suffice for the corned beef and cabbage.
You can get it all in one bowl.
All in one thing.
Yes. Gotcha. So that's Swiss cheese. You're going to melt that on there.
Yes.
And that's sort of trapping the Thousand Island in against the, you don't want that to slide out.
And it all kind of melts together, and it just becomes unbelievable.
Check that out. You got a little lid just to sort of steam it all together.
So what we want to make sure is, normally we're closed on Sundays, but since it's St. Patrick's Day, all of our locations are open. Just because we think this is the greatest time of the year.
It really
You have to eat Izzy's corned beef to have good luck. It's got to be Izzy's.
It's got to be Izzy's.
It's got to be Izzy's. And to make sure that everybody knows that we're open on Sunday.
Quickly, some of your locations around the area?
So we have one downtown. We have one on Red Bank Road. We're up in Forest Park. We just built a new location out in Florence and in Western Hills. And then we have one up in Forest Park.
You guys are everywhere.
We're everywhere. So we got the whole greater Cincinnati area covered.
What did you just squirt on there, Brian?
A little bit of water. Just
so we make a little steam, and this way everything will kind of
and you're trapping it under the little dome right there. It looks good. Yes. Oh, yeah.
Boy, that corned beef.
It is. It smells like Mr. Food. You used to be on TV years ago. Hey, guys, thanks for coming on. A happy St. Patrick's Day to both of you.
Right.
And we'll get, Frank and I will get a look at these here.
Yeah, and then, don't forget our pickles that make you pucker, too.
Pickles that make you pucker.
Oh, look at that, Brian. That is
beautiful.
Isn't that gorgeous?
Only at Izzy's, so make sure you come this weekend.
Remember, we're open Sunday for St. Patrick's Day.
Thank you, gentlemen. Let's get over to Ethan, and who's eyeing up one of these corned beef sandwiches.